Welcome back to the Hobbit Hikers adventure in Costa Rica. So far, it's been a pretty rough ride. I woke up this morning with hope in my heart. It was a sunny day. It was nice weather. I woke up, I got ready for the day, and I took my little walk to breakfast through these really nice botanical sidewalks. Every time I walk up here, I'm like, why are there Christmas lights? And then I keep forgetting that it's almost Christmas. Just because I'm in a tropical area, it's still Christmas. Breakfast is traditional Costa Rican breakfast as usual. Rice, beans, plantains, toast, fruit, coffee. I know a lot of people were kind of thinking this was getting repetitive, but this is a traditional Costa Rican breakfast. It's what they eat. Most of our group was at breakfast, but a couple people in our group decided to book a horseback riding adventure for the morning. The hotel offered it for $10. The horses were well taken care of and they seemed very happy, and everybody reported back that it was really a fun little time. Today is mostly a travel day. We are checking out of this hotel. We are loading up everything into the bus. I had to turn in all of my remotes and my key to the hotel. And then we're getting on the bus to drive back to San Jose, which is exactly where we started. Yes, San Jose, where we're tired of being and the traffic is terrible. I filmed a little bit out the window because this is more of an affluent part of Costa Rica, and then Ivan, our guide, actually came out of his little front bus office to talk to us. He was not as hands-on as our guide, Tatiana, in our previous trip to Costa Rica. We stopped here in Zarcero. This is a park, and this is a beautiful church in the park. I am not religious, but I really like the stained glass and I like the architecture, and this is one of the highlights of our trip. It was just so beautiful and it was just nice to see. I don't know, I feel like it was the thing that I needed to see. But I did not get to go inside because those clips were filmed by someone else. I went later and there was a wedding happening and I almost walked into the wedding. Here's what I was doing while everybody else was in the church. I was walking through the little gardens. I was taking some B-roll and some clips, trying to capture the experience of being outside. I did not film this. I'm pretty sure my friend Cassie filmed this clip. When I opened it, I was like, what the hell is this? On every trip, we have a photo sharing app. It's free. It's called Photo Circle, and you can share albums and upload things even without service so that you can download other people's content. Instead of filming a train, I was patting Santa while he patted me. And then we took a couple selfies at this bench that was just like, here's this wreath with some balls. And I was like, you know what? Maybe now is the time for my signature pose. You know the one. This one. I kicked the balls on accident. I was like, oh, damn it. Whatever. It was fun. And then we tried to take a group selfie, but my camera fell over, and so we just looked kind of stupid, but we still had a good time. Here's Skylar coming back with her treats. The park was having a little festival for Christmas, I think. So there were all these little food vendors and food trucks and desserts everywhere. And we asked if we could just eat lunch in this town at a really, authentic place. And it didn't turn out well because nothing on this trip has turned out very well. But there was a bakery next door and that bread was delicious. Christy bought some bread and shared it with me and it was so good. Most of us didn't even get our lunch delivered to us. Me and Cassie split a lunch because we never got any of it. I think we overwhelmed this place because there were just so many of us. Also, I didn't even realize you could play Pokemon Go on the go. I don't know, it never occurred to me. So they were battling a huge battle and they won, and they were very, very pumped about it. I tried to film everybody's lunch, but they kind of arrived at all different times because I think we were just too many people for this tiny little place. I had a chicken empanada. I gave it to Cassie because she never got her lunch. The nachos were weird. They were weird. The red stuff was not salsa. It was a fruit jam. And here are some of the girls demonstrating how to squat to pee, which is something you do as a hobbit hiker, and also just being very silly because, we were finally feeling a little bit silly. Oh no, this is me trying to visit the church and realizing I'm walking into someone's actual wedding as they're getting married. And I was like, uh-oh. I had my phone running. This is me from the side door. No one could see me. I was just trying to prove that there was a wedding happening because I was honestly kind of shocked because an hour earlier it was just a church? After almost causing a runaway bride moment, which would have just actually put the cherry on top of the shit cake that we have had so far of this trip, we were going to head back to the bus, but on the way I stopped at this little stand to get a churro, and I hate to tell you, but my churro was gross. It wasn't even good. Everyone else said theirs was bad too. And then it was time to be on the bus and drive back to San Jose, so I filmed a little bit out the window just to show you, it was a really beautiful day. And look where we are. We're back at our original hotel, the KC Hotel. And the good news is that at least we're not on the bus anymore, and this hotel has a heated pool. So as soon as we got there, we pulled all the luggage out. I went back to a different room this time. This time my room was fancier. I had an upgraded little blue velvet and a full-length mirror. And look at my ant bites from all the fucking army ants. God, they suck. It hurts so bad. They itch so bad. And I was like, you know what this calls for? Getting in the heated pool before dinner. And I was trying to film an aesthetically pleasing video of me zipping up my swimsuit, and I zipped my hair right into it. And then I was like, whatever, you know what? Let's go get in the pool. And I ordered myself a margarita. It was so salty that I felt like I was just drinking the ocean. And I was like, oh God, ugh, yuck. And then I realized I had made a grave mistake. Skylar ordered an espresso martini and said it was the best espresso martini she's ever had. And I was like, why didn't I do that? They make the best coffee here. I should have done that. We are about to head to our farewell dinner, so I put on a dress, the one I bought specifically for this trip, because I thought, well, my hair might be wet, but I at least want to feel like I tried. I don't know. It's the last night. We're being silly. We're dressing up. We're trying to have a good time. I recognize this restaurant because this is where we had our welcome dinner on the last Costa Rica trip 2 years ago in 2022. We sat at this exact table, and I think I sat in this exact chair because it just so happened to be where I was. And I was like, I remember this place because I remember it being in a weird split room. They gave us some nice fruit juice, and then I ordered some sangria, which was absolutely terrible. It was just Franzia. You could just tell it was like box wine, but I dumped my fruit juice into it, and it tasted so much better after that. I had some steak. Everybody's food came out at different times. Again, that's just kind of how Costa Rica rolls, but they have the best empanadas I've ever eaten because I remember them from last time, and I was like, God, I hope they bring us that. Also, here we are holding space for Costa Rica, for our time in Costa Rica. Just a tiny bit of holding space, you know. They brought us this alcoholic rice pudding, which I cannot stand rice pudding, so I gave mine away. And then it was time for us to make our final speeches and say our goodbyes. And for once in our lives, there were no tears because nobody was sad to leave. We headed back to the hotel. I decided to go ahead and charge all of my devices because tomorrow is an airport day. This little thing right here, it's my travel holy grail. I got it on Amazon. It's got a bunch of different ports. You can charge all your devices on it. Plus, it's also an extension cord, so if you have a hotel room without like a good plug-in, it's perfect. I took off my makeup. I heavily medicated. I got in bed because tomorrow is a travel day, and I'll see